We asked recently our top leaders what characteristics they felt were important for their success. The number one thing was determination. So knowing, well, just having the attitude that they were going to continue to persevere regardless of what happened. Another one was happiness. They considered themselves happy, positive people. They also said that they were self-starters and that they never quit. Those kind of characteristics are what make leaders succeed. And they're not things that come necessarily in day one. A lot of these things are learned behaviors.
And all of a sudden, as a mother, you don't expect this 2-day-old baby to be walking around. But you know that it's the simple little steps that are going to get this baby to one day standing on his feet and walking around. And you lead by example. But it's the little steps that are going to take him there. And if we apply that principle to the business, we know that it's not just in a wink of an eye and all of a sudden you have this business. It's the little actions you do every day that tie to the big picture at the end of the big business you build. But every day you're doing the little actions. So you take that baby, and he's seeing mommy and daddy walking in front of him every day of his life, and maybe he's 6 months, 7 months, and he starts cruising in the living room, holding on to a little table or whatever. And what do? You don't start scolding him and going, "Oh, come on, you're 7 months old, start walking." You don't do that. You are so excited to see that. You call daddy, and you say, "You're not going to believe what the baby just did." Took 2 steps, encouraged them. So you all of a sudden are sharing in their success. It was a little thing. And then what happens? When that baby starts going, all of a sudden he's cruising all over the house. And what do the mommy and daddy have to do? They have to go get gates to stop him and control. Well, that's exactly how this business works. You start with someone that's lost. They don't know what they're doing. And they start with those little steps. And you only encourage them to success. You can't scold anybody to success.
There is immeasurable benefit that comes when upline leaders support downline efforts to the fullest extent. Downline executives know whether an upline leader really cares about them or not. And even at a corporate level, when a manager truly cares for his or her people, those people are going to do things that ordinarily they wouldn't do when they know that their upline manager cares about them personally and is interested in their success.
And then you have your problems, you have your ups, you have your downs. And that is how the progression takes place. And as in raising children, you help them by encouragement, by strengthening their strengths for the next step and the next step and the next step. But you want them to learn to do it themselves. It's not doing it for them. You can't build this business for somebody.
You know, it's amazing. Coming to Nu Skin as an outsider 23 years ago, the thing that has amazed me as I interact with leaders is successful leaders in our business are the most amazing people, not only in this business, but in the things they do in their private lives. The key to successful leadership as you interact with leaders is leaders are always leading by example. You know, you come from traditional business where oftentimes a manager will be somebody who you don't necessarily respect because they're telling you what to do, but they're not doing it themselves. What makes a Nu Skin leader so unique, a successful Nu Skin leader so unique, is the fact that a Nu Skin leader will always lead by example. When it comes to sponsoring, you know that a successful leader in Nu Skin is out doing exactly that. If they come to you and say, you know what, we need to sponsor 3 new people a month, that leader is going to go sponsor 3 new people a month. If the leader says, we're going to move this many people to Ruby, that leader is doing the same thing.
Nobody wants a manager. Nobody wants a boss. They want a leader that is willing to be in the trenches with them to show them the way by being there just like a parent would be until they are on their own and they can show their people the same direction. And it's never, okay, now we're through here, now you can do this. It's always this continuous journey, and as your kids get older, there's other levels of this support that you give them. It's the same way in this business.
And when you work with the organization, it's not about your authority. You can only inspire them, but not to instruct them. So and how will you inspire them? It's really about how you walk your talk. You can talk all the time, but are you leading? By example, are you really doing the things that you tell them to do, or you try to inspire them to do? It's about what you do. You must walk your talk rather than just talk. Be a walker, not a talker.
훌륭한 그 리더가 되기 위한 필요 조건들이 뭘까 생각을 하게 되면요. 아마 일단 훌륭한 리더는 아마 정확하게 자기 자신을 아는 사람이어야 될 것입니다. 내가 무슨 꿈을 갖고 있고 그 꿈을 어떻게 구현할 것인가를 정확하게 알고 있어야만이 그것을 다른 사람들에게 전달할 수 있다고 생각합니다. 내가 알고 있는 것이 중요한데 알고만 있는 것 갖고는 되지 않습니다.
What keeps John and I glued to this business, if you want to call it that, is that this vehicle allows us in some way to help people help themselves. And there's magic when you know you had something to do with the betterment of that person. Of course, I don't claim that I made them better because I know better than that. But it's about helping them help themselves. And when that happens, there's no stopping. You don't want to quit that.
Likes attract. And so in one of the success principles that matters is that we need to become the kind of person that we want to attract.
There's another saying is a good leader has to be a good follower first. Only after you follow, then you know how to lead. Because when you follow, you really know, what are there, so that you can, learn how to improve.
Everyone knows that nobody can do the business for you. So the key is you reach out to the people you know and learn from them. If you're determined enough, that's what you're going to do. You're not going to wait around for some absent parent to come back and become this good parent. Just be grateful for your birth and reach out and see what it's going to take to get where you're going to go.
You want the people to follow the way that you did because you really, went through all those challenges as well. So you want them to be faster and to follow the same way that you do. But if you are not following if you're not following your upline, how will your downline following you as the upline?
What you need to do is to work as a team. Work with your upline to learn from your upline and duplicate that and teach your downlines. And be patient, be persistent, have a positive outlook. Your attitude, I think, is very, very important in this business. And in the end, I think it's leadership. So everybody started with different background. In the end, I think if you look at all the successful Blue Diamonds in the company, they all bring their special talent, which is different for each individual. But in the end, I think it's how they work and interact and lead the groups.
I think our uplines play an important role in our company and in the lives of each individual distributor. And it has to do with not making the same mistakes that have already been made. A lot of education comes through experience. People who have been involved in the business, in our company, in Nu Skin, have gone through a lot. If there are mistakes to be made, often they've made them. And their greatest satisfaction is helping make sure that new distributors who come into our business don't have to go through the same thing. So listening to them, understanding, learning from their experience and benefiting from that experience goes a long way to creating a successful distributor.
This is a people business. We make our livings by selling things to people and by helping people to sell things to other people, by building a community that is sustaining of the activities that are important for us to be successful. Because we're a people business, we've got to be people.
Uniquely, in the word team, there is no letter I. There is a me, M-E, but it's backwards. Think about that for a moment. So you see, the teamwork is not a me work. It's not an I work. It is all of the people working together toward whatever goals they have. Now, of course, the goals have to be that which helps the rest of the team. And that's part of what is so marvelous in the network marketing concept as it's spelled out in the sales compensation plan with NSE. It's a team effort. As you help the people in all of your levels deep, you're helping yourself. But that just comes as a byproduct of the teamwork of teaching your first level to teach your second level what to do, so that then the second level can teach the third level of what to do, and all the way down to the sixth and even the seventh level, which you can get paid on in this business.
Keep your team together. Let people see that there's lots of benefits in this business. The money's great, but it's not just the money. It's all the relationships that you're going to create as you go through this business. And your team members, the people that you recruit and some that they recruit and so forth, will become some of your closest and best friends. And believe it or not, if you stick with this and you do it, those friends will be in every country in the world. It's the most incredible thing. I can virtually go to any city in 47 countries, and I can pick up the phone. If I had to call somebody, if I was in trouble, if I needed to go stay someplace, could do it. Pretty amazing.
I think one thing that impressed me very much with Nu Skin Company is the Nu Skin's culture and spirit of supporting distributor at any length. And so whenever I would tell a new distributor, if you run into a problem that your upline cannot help you, always go to the corporate, their staff who are ready and able, willing to help. And usually a problem can be resolved that way.
You understand the power of one is one, but the power of many is endless. There is no infinite number to many. It goes on and on. And that's what we have to capture the idea of when we work as a team. And that goes sideline as well, if it's possible. If it's possible to help a sideline, like when we first started in the business in the San Francisco Bay Area, we had 5 or 6 sidelines come to the meeting. Well, hey, that was a wonderful team. We used to have many hundreds of people come to the meetings, and it wasn't because Connie and I had a big downline, which we did. But it's because, think of this, if you have 25 people come to a meeting, how exciting is it? But if you have 500 come to a meeting, it's a lot more exciting. And that teamwork between cross lines then just literally accelerates the results, because people come in and say, whoa, there's a lot of people here. I better catch what I may be missing here.
Because some days you say, I'm done. That's it. I can't do this, I mean, I had this great person going and they quit. And you get depressed or you get discouraged, and that's when it's nice to have another team member, another person you're working with, a sideline distributor, a cross line, an upline, a downline, somebody who you can talk to that kind of says, wait a minute, it's not the end of the world. That's just one person. And you're going to keep proceeding, because your success in this company is never going to be based on one person. It's going to be based on a lot of people over a long period of time. And as long as you understand that and you're willing to keep after it and keep working, then you're going to do fantastic.
I tell people to remember that this is a team effort. I've always perceived my position as a position of representing the distributors to the company and the company to the distributors. You cannot tear either one down, or it all comes down. You have to keep everything as strong as you possibly can to build the team. People have to recognize where gratitude and be grateful for the opportunity, for the company, for their upline, for their downline, and recognize that they are no better than they are as part of the team.
Well, I think team is a very good word. You know, some people know this well already. What does team mean? Together, everyone achieve more. It's really, you know, because you alone, you know, it is not something that you can do it alone.
I hope that every new skin distributor looks around and sees that huge benefit to society that goes on within our business meetings as we elevate our personal skills and capacities together, irrespective of the checks that we may generate.
自分のグループっていう感覚は全くないんですね。チームでやってると。そして僕が得意な部分は僕はやるし、ダウンラインの得意の部分はその方がやるし、アップラインに力を貸してもらうこともあるし、チームでやっている。そして一つになって、同じ方向に向いているということでね、動いていると思います。ですから、自分がリーダーなんだっていう気持ちは持ってるんですけども、そうじゃなくって自分の役目に一生懸命やる。できることはできる、できないことはできない、それをはっきりするってことですね。それと自分の、タイトルアップだとか、表彰っていうのは意外と感動しなかったですね。それよりもグループの方がタイトルアップしたり表彰される時の感動は数十倍僕は感動しました。
一人はね、一人の力しか出ないと思うんですよ。でもそれをチームでやるとみんなの力が働きますから得するんですね。だからなんかその自分自身で一人でやらないといけないと思う人もいるんですけれども、それよりも近道よりも遠回りやけれども近道よということで、みんなの応援もらった方が得だからみんなで活用しましょうよと思ってます。
We can look around us and see the kinds of people that tend to be successful in this business, and those are people with faith in their own capacities, who love other people, who enjoy being around other people. Well, then you need to throw yourself into those environments and become that person. Talk the talk. Get the negativity out of your life and replace it with positive, affirming kinds of commentary in your own head and as you talk to other people. And as you do that, people who have that same life's view will tend to be attracted to you. And together you can do amazing things.
I was 53 when I started in this business, and I already had a career. I was a decorator, and I loved it. That was my passion, and I didn't think that anything else could ever take its place until I started traveling with Dave. And the people are absolutely amazing people. And just being around positive thinking people, people that have goals, people that want to make something out of their lives and other people's lives. And my passion, I think, is to help people to see that and to find that and to and really go for it.
If you have negative influences in your life, you know, whether people who you surround yourself are constantly trying to bring you down to their level, then you know what? You need to make some hard decisions about who you're going to associate with. You associate with people who have positive attitudes. You read books. You attend meetings where people are positive about not only about this business, but just about life in general.
I think one of the consistent principles that we have in our company is to stay away from people who aren't good. They don't help our business. They won't help you. And long term, we don't want them to be part of our company. They detract from our mission. They are inconsistent with our values, and they won't help us succeed, and they won't help individuals succeed.
チームワークの重要性というのはうまくいってる時は非常にいいんですけれども、万が一その落ち込んだ場合、そういう時には本当にその周りの人の手助け、その影響力、これによってまたその落ち込んだ時のパワーの充電というものが可能になってきます。
In the long run, I think that as the company gets bigger and bigger, they understand that it's not just enough to have good product and lots of commission. In the end, after people become successful, they need to have a purpose, a mission. And that's where I think the mission statement is so important. And in the end, you will find it most rewarding, not just because of the product or the business, but most rewarding is the fact that you can actually reach out and touch so many people. You can make an impact. You can make a contribution.
If somebody's struggling with an issue of self-worth, I guess I would say a couple things to them. One is, you're confused and deluded because you are of great worth. I believe that socially, I believe that intellectually, I believe that religiously. That every person has enormous worth. But secondly, this is a place for somebody like that to come and work through that confusion. Because the Nu Skin family is sort of self-selective. People come here both because they have that need and because they've got the answer to that need. And by watching other people who exude self-confidence and exude a love for other people and who embrace other people and their dreams and desires and so forth, those behaviors, those mindsets are contagious, and they'll rub off on that other person. And so people who come into this enterprise sort of shy and withdrawn find that their lives are improved by getting outside of themselves because other people are doing it, and therefore it's a comfortable environment to do those things, and they go away forever changed.
Well, that's one thing that distinguishes Nu Skin from other companies, as far as I can see, is the forceful good foundation. It is good to make money, but it is even better to be able to share that with those who are not as fortunate as us.
We may have a lot of money, we may have big homes and nice houses and cars and whatever, but if we don't help people in the world live in a better place just for world's sake, then we're not doing anything.
Our distributors, our successful distributors, tend to want to do more of those kinds of things than most people, it seems like. And so they do. With their success that they have, they go start doing things that shouldn't build their business. They actually still do build their business, but in theory they wouldn't. They're just feeding a kid in Africa. But they're also exemplifying to their downlines the very thing that builds this business, is focusing on improving other people's lives. And so it does come back to help them more and more. And I don't know if they're born that way or if they turn that way when they get here. But having as your sort of initial premise behind this entire adventure a spirit of giving is actually the secret to success if you work harder than other people. So it's really what our business is all about. It's the thing that keeps me here. It's the thing that makes it fun to me, makes it satisfying. It's the thing I want to project to my children. I want them to have a spirit of giving, of self and time, talents, energy, money, to help other people. And even better if they can do that to create their own livelihood.
I love the tagline that I see on emails that I receive from one of our sales leaders, who who is not a team elite leader. She's a lower level executive and should be proud of that accomplishment. But the tagline on her email address is helping people be the best they can be. And that, to me, is a perfect tagline, because that's who we want to be. We want to help people be the best they can be, whether that's as a distributor, as a gold, as an emerald, as a diamond, as a blue diamond, as a team elite leader, whatever level they achieve, we want to help them be the best they can be.
I really think it's what makes the world go around, giving back. For a long time, it was believed that perhaps governments should take care of people or whatever. But I think it's up to the individual to take care of each other. And when we first became a company, we wanted to be a force for good. We wanted to be a company that had a heart and gave back.
It's a lot more fun to watch your kids make the touchdown than it ever was to make it yourself. And when you understand that, then you realize what you're doing to strengthen the strength and to cheer them on and to be there for them, because that's exactly what this is all about.
The whole mission and purpose that brings us together is somewhat unique in that the way we succeed is by helping others succeed. So bringing our goals in line with the goals of those who work with us is fundamental to success in what we're doing.
Why do we work as hard as we do? Well, we're doing it not for ourselves anymore. We've accomplished everything that we want. We had goals that we set for ourselves that we set 15 years ago. But we have all these other people that have their whys. And so our goal is now to help them accomplish their whys.
That's the reason I believe Nu Skin is a great company. It's there to improve people's lives. And we do it through empowering other people to improve other people's lives, not just in a selfish manner. The way people become successful in this business is by helping other people become successful. And if you look around corporate America, that doesn't happen very often.
But if you're genuine in helping the other people and always think of the other people's success, when you continue to think of the other people's success, and it's very natural when the other people, when those people who are around you, they become successful because of you, you will be successful too. You know, it will be just a natural outcome from what you do, you know, with your heart, from your heart.
Well, I think it goes right back to the fact that if you help enough of your people make the touchdown, you know, they're going to take you right along, because that is your success. That's the goal. And that's how the leader becomes the follower. A leader is not a leader through dictatorship. A leader is a leader by exposing everyone else's to their own talents. And they become the follower and the applauder.
You know, in the conventional corporate world, people get ahead by helping their boss helping improve their boss's life. Things that they can do to help their boss be more successful. And then their boss brings them along. In our business, it's really the opposite. People have their most success by helping people under them to improve their lives and to have their own success. And that's how they spend their whole day. And so they aren't getting pulled up with somebody. They're pulling people up in order to have their own success. So our whole program is built really with a giving perspective. If you're helping others, if you're giving your time, your energy, your abilities to help other people to be successful, to help other people's lives to be better, then you get to have more success.
Well, shortly after I became CEO of the company, I was the beneficiary of an email that I got from Blake where he had taken a few minutes to write down what he calls stream of consciousness shot at our secrets to success. And so for me, this was kind of a one-page instruction manual on how to be the CEO of New Skin Enterprises. And I wanted to just share a little bit of it because it's kind of a glimpse into Blake's mind and into Blake's heart that I think even our distributors might find helpful because it reveals a little bit of the way that Blake looks at the business. He says, in encouraging me, he says, pray every morning and night and often in between for New Skin to succeed in every way, for everyone involved so that it can be a tool for good, feeding hungry people and doing enormous good throughout the world, allowing many good people to have great success, to be used in positive ways. Maintain an attitude that we, speaking of me in particular, are their humble janitors, doing all we can to make sure that the business will be here for them after they build. Make decisions based on the strictest integrity. Build them up and talk yourself down a little. Be firm and yet humble. Be smiley and delightful. Radiate optimism and joy and calm. Do your best to make each person you see feel that you are genuinely happy to see them. So there's a little glimpse into Blake's mind and Blake's heart. You know, this is his statement that he truly wants nothing more than for New Skin to be a platform to positively influence people's lives.
ニュースキンにフォースオブグッドとかナリッシュチルドレンあるじゃないですか。私は役に立つ人間になりたい。それから役に立つお金の使い方をしたい。それからためになる人間になりたい。ためになるお金の使い方を覚えたい。それを私はニュースキンで教えてもらったような気がするので、もっともっとたくさんの人たちにそのポリシーを伝えていきたいっていうのが本心です。
よくね、for you とかfor me とかっていう言葉があるんですけれども、自分さえ良ければっていう考え方の人っているとしたら、うまくいかないんですね。だから本当はみんなが良くなるように考える力のある人の方がお互い助け合って、自分がまず助けるところからスタートしないと助けてもらえないと思うんですね。そういう気持ちがある方の方がうまくいきますし、もちろんそういう方に限って、ホースアグッドの精神も伝わってくると思うんですね。だから今回のニュースキンもホースアグッドのこの豚ミールとかね、いろんな配布なんかしていますけれども、それなんかもすごく快く引き受けてくれる方なんかは心の優しい方で、そういう方っていうのはまた周りの方に優しい方がたくさんいるんですよ。そういう方の方がニュースキンうまくいくかなっていうのがよく見えてきますね。
What we're really talking about, I think, is total prosperity. You know, I believe in a balance of number one, your spiritual life, you know, what your personal beliefs are. Number two is your financial life. That's also important, but so is your mental condition, your attitude. 85% of success is attitude. 15% is the mechanics of what we actually do. And then physical. So if a person is in good shape and taking care of themselves on a physical level, if they've got a positive attitude in life, if they've got good basic foundation, spiritual beliefs, whatever you refer to them, good positive morals, and you have financial success, then you live what I refer to as total prosperity.
You know, it does look up front like you need to sacrifice everything to be successful in any endeavor, not just here. But it's counterintuitive, but that's not true. Almost no one on earth has the stamina to keep up an undesirable lifestyle over the long run in order to be successful. Successful people are people who can design their life in such a way that they're enjoying themselves as they go. They have some level of balance. Rather than sacrificing their family, they're building their family.
One of the unique things about this business to me is that it clearly, to be successful, it does require sacrifice. And as I hear the stories of our successful leaders, and I talk to the Sean Bradys of the world, for example, who spent months and months, if not years, on the road, almost living on the street at times in some of the countries we've gone into. And you hear the degree of sacrifice that some of these people have made in order to be successful. It is awe-inspiring, and it's also a little bit petrifying at the same time. Because our corporate values are such that, frankly, if someone were faced with the decision of attending a child's concert at school that night versus doing a business opportunity meeting that night, we would encourage that person to go to his child's concert at school and to not sacrifice the things that really matter most. I mean, no success can offset failure in the home in particular. And so having the priorities, having our priorities straight and recognizing that family matters most and that everything else, frankly, is secondary, I think is a unique cultural aspect of this business. I can think of numerous times when I've been in the office late or been working on a project outside in another city late, and I'll send an email at 11 o'clock at night that happens to hit Blake's email box. And he'll call me up on my cell phone and say, go home right now, stop what you're doing, your life's out of whack, your priorities are out of place. And that, in a founder of a company is a rare thing.
It's a gate, and the gate is about your focus, where you put your focus onto. If you continue to focus on believing yourself, you can do it, and you try to figure out a way, how to do it, okay? And celebrate the little victories, on the road, and with those celebrations, you reinforce yourself that, actually you can really make progress, the success will not be far away from you.
The founders are visionary people. I remember one of my executives, a couple levels deep, came to me and said he sat with Blake Roney one time at a convention. And they both had a glass of water or a drink of some type. And my distributor held up his glass to Blake and said, Blake, here's to the next 5 years. Blake took his glass of water and he said, here's to the next 50.
If a new person that's never done networking were to come to me and say, is this the right kind of business? I would tell them that this is the most fun that I've ever had in my life as the last 20 years. That networking is a business of building relationships with people, hundreds and thousands of people that love you and you love them. And you do everything you can to help them succeed. If I could give them just a little bit of the passion that I've got for our company, our products, and passion I have for this business opportunity, it would be impossible for anybody to say no to this.
I remember the first day I came to the convention. I was joining Nu Skin just like 2 weeks. I went to the San Diego for the first convention Nu Skin hold. And I met them, and Steve, Blake, and they are very down to the earth and very, very low profile. And we shook hands, and they never introduced themselves as the owner or the president of the company. They just say, I'm Blake and I'm Steve. And later on, when they show up on the stage to give away the award, then I know they are the owners. So I can say, with this kind of a personality, I think the Nu Skin bound to be a good one. So that actually make me the final decision to go for it.
I remember in 1989, there was a great earthquake in the San Francisco Bay Area. And the founders, can you believe this? They sought us out and they found us. We were in Boston. They wanted to make sure that we were okay. That's how they care. And these people are bar none caring, loving people.
I have to say, in the beginning, I really don't know Blake, and I looked at his picture in the catalog and I thought, it's a kid, a kid doing a business. But I thought, okay, but the concept of the company is really good, that they have to use all of the good, none of the bad. And I love that idea. When I try the product and it has result on my face, I said, okay, I'm in. I'm in on this. Now, after almost 19 years in the business, I do see the company is going towards even greater vision to really not just for all the people who want to do the business to reach their personal goals, also for company to have such a vision to go for build the village and for feed the children. And I think that is a great, great kindness that company is doing, that, you know, asking all us distributors to join as partnership.
You know, I want you to know that I love this company, and you need to develop that same passion. This is the most amazing company. When you see how this company has changed people's lives through, you know, good values and correct principles, you just need to develop that love.
So I've been blessed with the best husband in the world, the best children in the world, and the best company in the world. And I will tell you, if there was such a thing as the possibility of living again, I would choose this one and push replay and live it again.